What's up, y'all? Hater here, and in today's video I'm going to go over a quick guide on how to unlock the new exotic mission Dual Destiny that rewards exotic class items with dual perks for your prismatic subclass. Something to note on the front end, this mission requires 2 players to complete and isn't match made. You'll be able to unlock the mission by yourself, but know that you'll need another guardian in your fire team to launch the activity once it's unlocked. I'll have a few timestamps for key parts of the quest so you can bounce around as you see fit, as well as a timestamp for the mission itself if you're just looking for a guide on that. Without further ado, let's get into it. To start, you're going to want to head to any of the patrol zones in the Pale Heart that have the new Overthrow public event. You'll need to fully clear the Overthrow event in each of the 3 areas that it's available. This can be done in any order so long as all 3 are completed. Upon defeating the final boss of the event, you'll hear some dialogue and look for the prompt, "A Secret Keeper of the Witch Queen is near." You'll then need to head to a certain area of the patrol zone to defeat the enemies around this hive Secret Keeper before progressing to the next area. Here are the locations for all 3 of the Secret Keepers. Once you've defeated each of the 3 Secret Keepers, you'll head over to the Savathun statue located in the Refraction. You'll see the message, "A strange energy washes over you," and be given a 7-minute timer. Before that time expires, you'll need to head to the 2 objective markers in the area and clear out nearby adds until 2 subjugators spawn. Once you deal enough damage to them, they'll drop either an orb of sublimated darkness or refracted light. Take both these orbs to the statue and deposit them before the timer expires to unlock the exotic mission Dual Destiny. When you load into the mission, you'll be given either the light aligned or darkness aligned buff, which will dictate some of your actions inside. Start by standing on the light or dark plate that corresponds with your buff, which you'll continue to do throughout the mission in order to progress. In this first area, both you and your duo will need to stand on your plates at the same time to open the door. You'll move through a transition with enemies, but you can just run by them until you hit the next light and dark door. Stand on your plates, move through the door, and progress to the first mechanic room. In the next 3 rooms, you'll be defeating elites with shields corresponding to your light or dark buff and picking up the mote they drop on the ground. As you pick up these motes, you'll be given one of 2 tasks. Either you'll be reading symbols and relaying them to your duo, or shooting husks with the appropriate symbol above them in the order that you're told. In this first room, you'll only need 2 motes, so kill the first elite, clear some adds until the second spawns, kill the second elite, and then you can start the mechanic. If you have the light aligned buff, you'll notice 2 symbols on podiums in the center of the room. Read these to your duo from left to right. I recommend doing it one at a time to avoid any confusion. If you have the darkness aligned buff, you'll need to shoot the husk below the symbols in the order they are read to you. Once you've shot 2 husks, you'll be transported to another room. Here the mechanics are the same, the only change is that your rolls are reversed, and there will be 1 additional symbol to shoot for a total of 3. So keep in mind the exact same mechanic as the previous room, just add 1 more to your to-do list. You'll clear this room and enter the final room in this section, which will flip your rolls again and add 1 more symbol for a total of 4. Again, I recommend reading symbols one at a time if you get easily overwhelmed, or just typing them into Fireteam chat for an easy reference. Once you get teleported out of this final room, you'll move through a transition to the next encounter. During this transition, you'll find more light and dark plates that require you to stand on them at the same time to move forward. Climb your way up, eventually crossing paths and step on your plates until you get to the next encounter. This next encounter features heavy ad spawns and a tormentor that, when defeated, will give the player that defeated it a buff called Harmonic Sundering. You'll then turn your attention to the series of nodes in front and center of the room with beams coming out of them. What you'll need to do while one player has this buff is shoot the node that both players can see a beam coming out of. Only the player with the buff can shoot it to clear the node, and you'll need to shoot 3 nodes to move to the next phase. There are 3 phases in total, all of them entirely the same, so clear adds, defeat Tormentor, coordinate with your teammate which node to shoot, and you'll be done in no time. As for calling out which node is which, we numbered them 1 through 9 from top left, down and around to top right, as you can see in the picture here. That worked for us, but feel free to coordinate with whatever callouts you see fit. Once you leave this room, you'll find yourself in another transition before the final encounter. Again, you'll be moving through and stepping on your corresponding light and dark plates, this time while clearing Dread, Taken, and Tormentors. Continue to push through this transition and you'll be at the final encounter. Now for the final encounter, you'll be fighting 2 subjugators while also completing a slightly different node shooting mechanic, which I'll get to shortly. To start, clear ads and whittle the first subjugator's health down until it goes immune, which will spawn a light and dark shielded wizard. If your wizards are not spawning, you'll need to clear more ads until they do. Defeating these wizards will allow one player to see a series of 3 symbols that you'll need to relay to your duo so you can shoot the corresponding husk next to that symbol, much like the first encounter. Again, read them in order, this time from top to bottom, and shoot them in that order to remove the shield from the subjugator. You'll then go back to damaging the first boss, simultaneously clearing ads until it becomes contained within a barrier, removing it from the fight for now. This will then spawn in the second subjugator, at which point you'll do the exact same thing. Do enough damage to force an immune shield, defeat light and dark shielded wizards. One player will call out symbols in order to the other, who will shoot the appropriate husks, and you'll continue damaging the second boss. Once you hit another immune phase for the second subjugator, it will also be contained and you'll move to the final mechanic of the mission. Defeat the light and dark wizard next to each of the clock-looking structures on the side of the arena to start this phase. Flying ads will continuously spawn during this, so feel free to take your time and clear them before working on the mechanic itself. Standing in front of the clock, you'll see 12 nodes, 4 of which will have a beam connecting them to the middle. They'll appear for a few seconds, then disappear and change when they reappear. What you need to do is coordinate with your teammate which node you each have that's connected to the middle of the clock and shoot that node. You'll need to do this several times to break the barrier around the subjugators. Here's a picture of the callouts we used. As you can see, it resembles a clock with 12 nodes, which in my opinion is the easiest method of relaying what to shoot. Once you've successfully shot the same nodes on each side a few times, the barriers around both subjugators will fade and all you'll have left to do is defeat each of them to finish the mission. Now there's a bit of fun at the end where you can either choose peace or battle. I'm not sure 100% what happens when you don't choose peace, so if you know, let me know down in the comment section. I'm kind of hoping it puts you in some sort of 1v1 and the winner gets to keep both class items. And that's pretty much it. All in all, I think this is one of the best missions Bungie has put in Destiny 2, potentially even up there with the OG Whisper mission when it first launched back in the day. Anyways, that's it for me. If you enjoyed this guide, I'd appreciate it if you liked the video and let me know in the comment section what role you'll be chasing for your exotic class item. That's it for me. I'm done. I'm out, and I'll see you on the next one.